Welcome in. Yeah, that's definitely a normal sleep schedule. Wake up at I don't know what time you went to sleep, but wake up at 2 a.m., go back to sleep at like I don't know 5 6 a.m. and then wake up again later in the day. I'm sure. Yeah, that's and, as long as you're getting enough sleep, honestly, I don't judge anyone's sleep schedule as long as you're getting enough sleep and you're showing up to things you need to show up to. Like I guess that's fine. Me just yapping will knock you right out. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Okay, just think of it as a bedtime story. But yeah, I was slightly late to stream because I was not ready. um, I left my mom's house like a little bit late. Like it was like 9:15 kind of thing, and I would have been home by like I would have been home easily by 10. Like it would have been like 9:45 or something like that, right? But then I got almost all the way home, and then I was like, I was singing along and stuff in the car, and then I was like, my mouth feels weird. I was like, forgot my retainer. I left. I left my retainer at home, and then I was like actually almost home, and I had to drive back to my mom's house, and then drive back home. So, yeah, it's one of the few things I cannot forget. One other time that I had to go back to my mom's house was when I forgot my keys. Like I would say like if I have my keys, if I have my retainer, I have my phone. Like even my phone maybe I could live without, Like maybe not for a week, but like I could go back the next day or something. Um but yeah, definitely my keys and my retainer cannot be forgetting those. So those are the two things I really have to go back for. So I've forgotten both of those in the last couple months. So that's great. I don't know what has come over me. I think I've been like quite forgetful recently. Maybe I hit my head or something. It's called a biphasic sleep schedule. It used to be normal. Like way back in the day where you did like get up, tend to the crops, and then go back to sleep. He uploaded what you got from the art mark. Oh, that's what that was. I thought you were just posting cute art. I was like, fair enough, fair enough. I love like I haven't been to many conventions. I've literally been to like two TwitchCons, and TwitchCon is like sorry, TwitchCon is a bit boring. Like I don't know, as someone who's not like I don't know what you're supposed to do there, but like as someone who's not like really in like a big fan of like many streamers, like for me it's like I like meeting friends there, but I don't really know what um like I'm not like going to like the meet and greet or watching like the um I don't even know what they are, like the panels or whatever. Someone who doesn't is not interested in that. The only thing that interests me is the artist alley. The artist alley is so good. But when I was at Amsterdam, like the first TwitchCon I went to was in Amsterdam, and the artist alley was like 3 people. I was like, why am I here? I was like, why am I here? What is this? And welcome in, Chicano. How are you? Yeah, my hair has reached that awkward length now where it's like it's not short, but like it's like kind of touching my shoulders and it gets like really messed up. No matter how much I like this side is fine, I guess, but like no matter how much I fry the side, it will not like go in the direction I want it to. So I just gave up. I just gave up. I'm just gonna stream like this. I'm gonna stream slightly to the side. I mean, my camera used to be like on the left side, That's usually what I prefer, but now it's like kind of straight on, which I guess is fine. I don't really care. Only three? No, it wasn't. I'm not exaggerating, but it was very small. Like there was not a lot of art booths. But in the San Diego TwitchCon, it was huge. There's so many. I had a, I like the art stuff. Cause like everyone has like such cute stuff. Well, sometimes you see some questionable stuff. You're like, oh, like that's a bit spicy. But yeah, most of it is really cute. And then like but then like I can tell there's like such a bias towards certain types of art. Like if you look at like which booths are very popular, it's very like it's always like the cute ones that have like, like kind of like anime style, chibi style art. Um or like, like there's a lot of Genshin art whenever I've gone. Like I guess it's just like what's popular, because Genshin is so popular. A lot of people make Genshin art, and like that merchandise is very popular. Um, there's definitely a lot of like whenever you see like there's some booths there that are like a very very different style, and like it just like I feel like it's very like biased towards a certain style. But I'm not an artist, so I cannot I cannot speak. Maybe is the reality is different, but that's just from what I witnessed while I was there. Um, did you go to the Born Pink cinema screening? I don't know what that is. Did they have like a concert film? But yeah, welcome in, Zalito. I was not aware of this. Um, I did not go to that, as you can tell. I'm not like, you know, I'm not like I watched like their Netflix documentary, um, because they had one at some point, but I never, I wasn't like gonna watch it in theaters, you know. Like I like Blackpink, I love Blackpink, I think they're great, but I, I'm not going all the way to the theater to watch, like their concert. Um, I was even on the fence, like I don't know, I feel like I'm kind of at the point like I totally understand. Like obviously, like I love Blackpink. I'm a big fan. But like I feel like I've really reached the point. I've really reached the point where it's like even the stuff I'm like the biggest fan of, it's just not the same as when I was a fan of things when I was younger. You know, like when I was a fan of things when I was younger, like if you know, like say like back in the day, I was a huge fan of One Direction when I was a kid. And like I would go to everything. Like if it was like like I went to the One Direction concert film or whatever. I can't remember what it's called, but like I went to that, and then like if there was a concert, it wasn't even a question. It wasn't even a question if it was going. I would wait outside. I was waiting outside to see if One Direction would come in through the stage door. Okay, and I didn't see anyone. I only saw Callum from 5 Seconds of Summer, which I didn't care about. But yeah, it's like yeah, exactly. Like when you're a kid, when you're younger, or like, no, it's not the case for everyone, obviously. But like for me personally, when I was younger, I just fangirl differently. Cause now I'm like, Blackpink. Even if Blackpink came to my city, like I saw the price of those concert tickets. I would think twice. I would be like, is it worth it? Like I would really be like, is it worth it? Like, do I really want? Like, it would have to be like a good like a good circumstance. You know, like I had people to go with. I had, you know, it was like a good timing for me. Like and like I could get a reasonable price ticket. Like if it was like 1,000, like if I was a kid and there was like $1,000 ticket, I'd be like no question, like mom, like give it to me for my next 10 birthdays, you know, like um. But yeah, these like I feel like as you get older, it's like you just don't fangirl as hard. I think it's just because like you know you don't like idolize people as much as you're older. Because as you get older, I feel like you get a bit jaded, and you're like you know that like those people are just they're just people, right? Like you shouldn't like you shouldn't think like more highly of them than other people. Um, and especially with K-pop, like for me it was like for me it wasn't an age thing because I discovered K-pop like when I was a bit older. But like for me it was like as I learned more and more about the K-pop industry, um, it's like I was a bit more like I wasn't like all in on the K-pop, you know. Do y'all use shift or caps lock for capital letters? I use shift if I'm like if it's like a short. It depends how many caps I have to write. Like if it's more than like 3 capital letters, then I'll probably use a caps lock. But if it's like just a few, then I'll just use shift because it's like it's faster. So a video of a guy who remapped his caps lock to Vim bindings. What do you mean? Like you remapped caps lock to Vim bindings. Um, was a Twice fanboy back in high school. Exactly, exactly. It's not the same. Um, 2020 hit differently. That's when my K-pop standing peaked. I actually got into K-pop in 2019, so it's I'm kind of the same. I think. I think it might have been 2020, right? Where I always like really into Blackpink. I remember. I think I started liking Blackpink after like do. I never really listened to K-pop before then. You're the weird one. Do you never use caps lock? In Welcome in Purple Yam, caps lock to control is the best remapping. But I do I use my caps lock. What do you mean? What if I need to type like look how many caps you had to type in that sentence? You don't use caps lock? One top was escape and holding it was something else. Oh, okay, interesting, interesting. And welcome in, Mishi. Thank you, thank you. How are you? It's good to see you. Control equals escape. I would never do that. I like a caps lock. You never use shift, really? What if you're just typing what if you're just typing one capital letter? Like if you want to start the sentence with the capital letter, you don't use shift? You press caps lock and then you press the like one key and then you press caps lock again? That's inefficient, Ricky. And welcome in, Angel. How are you? It's definitely Sun Yap. Yeah. Sun Yap sounds like a some sort of like drink, like a like a juice or something. You tap it and detap it later? That is a bit strange, Ricky. I can't lie to you. That is a little bit strange. You like pressing keys, not holding them? I mean, I guess I can't argue with that. If you like pressing keys and not holding them, but it makes sense, makes sense. Um, you're just surviving. I'm sorry. I hope you can do it. I believe in you. You can survive. um, Rose playing piano. That's true. That's true. Ricky. I mean, you. I feel like you would hold. Actually, you don't really. Do you really hold on? You could hold keys on the piano. That's okay. I don't think you can have the piano excuse, you know? Um, but maybe Ricky just wants like a pedal, like a pedal for like his like PC keyboard. So like he can like he can tap the shift button and just hold down the pedal. Maybe that's the solution. Ricky is cracked at piano. My mom recently has been like selling our piano. Like she has like a we have okay back home we had three pianos. Okay, we had like a normal like acoustic. I guess is that the word for it? An acoustic piano. And then we had like an electric piano that was really old. It was like really broken. It was like half broken. Um, acoustic piano. What is the word? Like a normal piano, like not an electric one. Um and then my brother also recently, like in the last 5 years, bought like a keyboard, like a like a modern keyboard, not like our really old 30-year-old keyboard that like barely works. So my mom has been selling like the upright. It's an upright piano. Okay, it's not like a grand piano. She's selling the upright piano, and then like the old electric keyboard that like doesn't work that well. Um, so then she was making me go through all my piano books from back in the day. She was like, "Do you still need this piano book? It's like a kid's piano book." I was like, "Mom, I don't think I'm gonna need this." Like we had like random piano books from back in the day. It would be like she'd be like, "Oh, do you need this book?" And it's like some like exercises or something. It would be like, I'm like, I just don't think I'm gonna use that now. But I kept a few books. But yeah, she had this like really old Japanese kids piano. Like it was like if you were like the first song you would play on piano kind of piano songs. I was like, Mom, I don't think I'm gonna like. When am I gonna do for it? She was like, let's keep it. Let's keep it. She wanted it, I guess, for sentimental reasons. I don't know if I played that. I don't remember playing that, but maybe I did when I was like 5. Um, piano skills could translate nice on a fight stick. Yeah, I don't think you're gonna get Ricky on that. But yeah, I had to go through all the old piano stuff. There was a bunch of like books for like certain composers, kept those. Um, and then and then I also kept like we had all like the Royal Conservatory books, and I was like, I probably won't need like the older ones. Um, I have a I have like I think I would keep like grade 7 to 9. Like I don't know, but maybe like if I don't know how much my piano skills have deteriorated. Maybe maybe I need like the grade 3 book still. Um, but yeah, I just kept like the official piano books. Um, and then not too much else. She was like she was like, is this book yours?" And then it was like, it was like, what was it? It was like piano songs for boys. And it was like, why would I need? It had like Star Wars song, Harry Potter song, um, James Bond song. I was like, yeah, this is. I couldn't even open the book because I wasn't a boy. But you know, I can only assume that it was just a collection of popular music for boys. um, San Francisco. Um, I'm sorry to anyone from San Francisco. To which Meiji replied in Italian, "I'm not a boy. I'm a man." That's true. That's true. No, it's like no. I think it's "You're a boy. I'm a man." What was it? I have the. I think it's like exclamation point Miju. Yeah, there we go. That's if you ever need to if you ever go to Italy. Oh, I should have taught this to Gwen. I should have taught this to Gwen. She could have used it. But yeah, it's "You're a boy, I'm a man." So you know, if you ever need to insult someone in Italian, that's is it an insult? I don't know. Um, we played a similar game called Killer Instinct a while ago. It wasn't bad, like a fighting game. You could have had her taught you that sentence in Welsh. I would not have been able to pronounce it. Like every time Gwen or Key tells me a Welsh word, I'm like, what? How do I say that? Italian is much easier to pronounce, even though I sound bad, it's still like understandable, right? I think I couldn't even speak in an understandable manner in Welsh. Like it's tough. But it's you know, it's I don't think I don't think I learned anything in Welsh. Did I? Can't remember. I can't remember. If I did, it's left my brain. It's hard to remember these things. No, yesterday I was talking to my aunt and uncle in Japan, and apparently I just have like I okay I when I mess up like my Japanese, it's always like kind of right. Like it's always like it's like people know what I mean, but like it's like a really strange way to say it, you know? I use a word that's like the meaning is almost right, but it's just like weird. Um and then yeah, Welsh Welsh is the language of the unsettling like no, it's like the really long name place, right? Um there's no Wales forever. That's pretty good. It's pretty good. I'll start saying that. I definitely know the word for whales now because I saw it everywhere. But I didn't learn too many other things. But yeah, I yesterday we were talking. I was talking to my aunt and uncle, and I was trying to say like they're like, oh, like what kind of place do you want to go to? And I was like, oh, like I was trying to say like I want to go to like I want to go to ryokan, which is like onsen, right? Or like a hotel that has an onsen in it. And I was trying to say like I want to go to like one that's like very extravagant or like unique. Like I want to go to one like you know like a nice one that has like a kind of like a unique appeal. You know, like if it's very well known, if it has like a really cool like view, like when you're sitting in the onsen, there's like a really cool view, or like there's something like novel, like something novel. Like I want to go to that's the right word. I was like I want to go to like a novel place, but like I didn't know how to say this. I didn't know how to say this in Japanese. Um, so then I ended up saying like I ended up saying subarashi, which is like which it kind of means like I was trying to think of the right translation for it, but I guess it would be like saying like marvelous or something like that, which is like you kind of know what you mean, but like it's a very strange like it's not like a word that like people normally use, right? It's like you could it would maybe be in like a like it would be like written down or like it would be like kind of like an old fashioned it's like kind of old fashioned sounding. Um so I said that and then like my aunt thought it was so my aunt and my mom thought it was so funny and they kept bringing it up for the rest of the call. They kept saying like Oh, like, is this marvelous enough for you? Go to that one other thing with the red-faced monkeys and chill with them. That sounds kind of scary. Like, if I'm gonna be around a monkey, I don't want to be naked, you know? Like, I feel like if they attacked me, I don't want that much exposed skin, right? Like, I feel like if I was gonna, like, the monkeys seem kind of scary. And then, like, if I was around them, I would want to be wearing, like, protective clothing. What if they scratch you? What if they scratch you? What if they throw rocks at you? Like, I don't know what they're gonna do. And welcome in, Maestro. How are you? What did it come to? We were just talking about I was just talking about like I was planning my Japan trip with my mom, and we're trying to find a novel onsen to stay at. But we have a few options. We're discussing options. Translating your own expressions to other languages is always a risky move. Yeah. Okay, my worst offender. I'm normally not like I when I speak in Japanese, I'm not like translating it from English, right? Um, I'm not translating it from English, but if I don't know how to say it, if I don't know how to say it in Japanese, I do translate it from English because like I'm like in my mind, I'm like I know how to say this in English, right? But that always ends up in like a bad way. Like one bad habit I have is that so like when when you say like in English you'd be like, oh, like what time are you gonna pick me up? Like like I'm gonna pick you up at noon, right? So it's like a normal thing to say for picking people up, right? But in Japanese, if you say like I'm gonna pick you up, it literally means like like when that word is only used for like picking up an object off the ground. So like if it's like picking up garbage, not garbage, but like it's kind of like it's literally just like picking up small items off the ground, right? So it sounds like very strange. So every time, I have a bad habit because in my mind, it's like picking up, like it's like a normal thing, right? But it sounds really strange in Japanese, so don't do that. I'm gonna grab you at noon. It's more like I'm gonna like I don't even know because like we don't have a distinction between those words, right? It's more, yeah, I'm gonna like grab you or like grab you off the ground, but it's not even like that could apply to a person too. I think it's more for like smaller things. Um, so I think it's just a bit strange because like you would never lift you up. No, because it's not for people. Like you would never say like if you're lifting someone up, you wouldn't use this word. It's more for like small things. Like if it's like a if small object, they could just pick up like this. It's like that's why it's like especially strange. I guess it would also be strange to say like I'm gonna lift you up, you know? Um, go to Sapporo, like you said, try their wagyu. Oh no, I don't think we're gonna go to Sapporo because it's a bit far. Because I'm gonna go with my aunt and uncle, and it's quite far because there's no like direct flight. Um, and I don't think Sapporo is famous for wagyu. They're more famous for like seafood. And where my mom's from, actually best wagyu in Japan, so not an issue, not an issue. It's 12 p.m. time to lift up a human. Yeah. And I just say like slightly strange things in Japanese, and my family thinks it's really funny. But I'm trying my best, and they know what I mean. Aren't there Hokkaido bullet train from Tokyo Station to Sapporo? Yeah, but my family is not from Tokyo. So it's just far. It would take like all day for them to travel, and like people in Japan don't get a lot of vacation days. So if we're going over a long weekend and it's only 3 days, so if you're taking 2 days just to travel, not really worth. Um, but yeah, so we'll find a place. It's probably gonna be in Kyushu. There's apparently lots of places. My uncle was like my uncle is very like he's always watching like he doesn't watch like I don't think he watches like travel blogs. I think he watches like food blog. He's My uncle is such a foodie. So he's always researching like different places to eat. Yeah, this is my gaming uncle. He's always researching different places to eat. He's actually like a huge foodie. So like places across Japan, he's like, oh, this place is really famous for this or whatever. And welcome, Anastat. Good day. How are you, mate? The dude will just play Switch all day and eats good. He really does. He really does. Um, I'm actually curious, like, what progress. I don't think he's been playing Switch that much recently. He never really made a lot of progress on like the other aspects, you know? I don't know if he's been playing. I really haven't seen him online. Yeah, the last thing he played was Tears. He went back to Tears of the Kingdom, man. He just really likes it. You watch a lot of food blogs about Americans living in Japan and tour blogs like only in Japan. Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. You are a weeb. Tears of the Kingdom died. He really is. Like he was like he played. I gave him a couple games, right? When my mom went last year, I passed along some games. I gave him Fire Emblem, Engage. I'm trying to find three. I need to find three houses before I go. I really want to give him three houses because I heard that's a lot better than Engage. But I don't think I can. I don't think I have one. I gave him Pokemon Arceus. He did not like it. He only played for 2 hours. I gave him Skyward Sword, and he played over 100 hours, which is what do you even do in terms of when Skyward Sword for over 100 hours? Because that game is not that long. How many hours did he have now? 445, which I think is not that much. Because I think he had 400. He had over 400, like within the first couple months, right? Didn't he play like 400 in like the first like 2 or 3 months? Engage the toothpaste hair one. Yeah, that's the toothpaste hair one. I want to give him three houses, but it's because it's like the older game. They don't like they don't make it anymore. It's hard to find a physical game. It's Pokemon mid. I think he just doesn't like Pokemon, yeah. Because it's I think it's a bit young for him. But you know what he also hates? Persona. I asked him because he was like, "Oh, I really like RPGs." So he was like really interested in Fire Emblem, and I was like, "Oh, like, do you like Persona?" Because I was like, I know about Persona. He's like, "No, I don't want to play as a high schooler." So I think maybe that's why he didn't like Pokemon as well, because he plays as like a child. Maybe he doesn't like that. It's like too young, you know. So I don't know. Would maybe Monster Hunter? Maybe I need to go along the Ricky route and go do the Monster Hunter. You don't play as a kid, right? It's just like a fantasy RPG. That could be good. Or The Witcher is on Switch as well, but I don't know if it's in Japanese. Do you think you would like The Witcher? He seems to like JRPGs though. So maybe Monster Hunter is the play. Maybe I could find is Monster Hunter on Switch? Rise of Switch, World of PC. Okay, let me write that down. Thank you, Ricky. Let me write these down. I want to find Fire Emblem Three Houses. If not, if I can't find it, he could just play it on my Switch because I have it downloaded digitally. Monster Hunter Rise. Okay. Yeah, I don't know what other JRPGs really any other good JRPGs on Switch. Because I think he doesn't have a PlayStation. I think he wanted one, but he doesn't have one, and it's not like I can bring mine. So, I think it'll have to be Switch. The new one coming out looks pretty sick. I was just watching a video, the newest Carl Jobs video, about cheating in Monster Hunter speedrunning. Apparently, a bunch of the top speedrunners were cheating by manipulating the AI or manipulating the RNG/AI. And welcome in, Kirby. Hope you're doing well today. But yeah, I need to find. I mean, I'm sure he'll be like occupied if we have managed to find Fire Emblem and Monster Hunter. Like, there's probably not much else, right? Already a Capcom. Is Monster Hunter Capcom? Hello, you absolute legend. So yeah, exactly. Wait, what did he say? I think he says that. I can't remember now. It's definitely legend something like. Your Fire Emblem Three Houses as the only game in your GameFly. What is GameFly? maybe that's where I need to get the game. But they haven't shipped it out. Okay, that's not a good sign. I need it within 3 months. Since 2011. Oh, interesting. Yeah, I'm a big Carl Jobs fan. What else? I mean, in terms of like speedrunning creators, definitely Carl Jobs. Carl Jobs and Tomato Anus. He just released a video about Cuphead speedrunning, and it was so long. It was like an hour. Um, it was great. I felt I watched it over the course of a few days. Um, who else? I'm sure there's someone else. I just cannot remember. But yeah, those are my favorites right now. Recently, um, what else have I been watching? I mean, I've been watching a lot of like, I still watch a lot of video essays. I watch a lot of Elden Ring content. Like, I watch a lot of Aggie. Um, I watch. I really like Iron Pineapple. Um, yeah, I don't know what else. I'm sure there's a couple others. Can't remember. And I watch a lot of random ones too for Elden Ring, like not just the same. But like these days, I know I'm kind of like elitist right now, but like I really like if it's like I like watching challenge runs, but I like watching challenge runs where they commentate over it. It doesn't have to be the whole time, but like I like when they commentate what's going on rather than just it being like stream clips, right? Um, I really prefer those videos these days. Like if it's just stream clips, I often just won't watch it. Did you watch the one with the fake blind Monster Hunter speedrun? Yeah, of course, of course. That was I feel like I don't know. People are so like what they should know by now that like you cannot fake the blindfolded speedrun. Like it's so obvious every time you fake a blindfolded run, you know? Especially if other people do it blindfolded, they know. Like you, like to be able to play a game blindfolded, they know. Like they're like very aware. Like they're very knowledgeable about this. You cannot trick them, you know? Like it's very obvious. And especially if you're pretending to be blindfolded, you can see the screen. So like you're gonna end up doing things that like people don't do when they're blindfolded. It's such a silly thing. And welcome in Dave. Hope you're doing well today. Yeah, it's I feel like those videos always they're very interesting. It's too obvious when you do zero blind shot. Exactly. Like you're doing stuff you can only do when you can see. And then especially she was like adjusting the camera, like like she was like moving the camera so she could see the boss. I'm like, if you were actually blindfolded, like you would not do that. Like and it wasn't even like a lock on kind of thing. Like it was like she was like manually moving the camera to see the boss. And like you obviously wouldn't do that if you were blindfolded because you can't see. It's so silly. And I love like the whole like hunt for trying to figure out how she did it. Um, like it was like they were trying so hard to figure it out, and they were going like really like intricate, and it turns out very simple, like a very simple solution. There was just another monitor on the side. So it was the simple stuff, you know. Well, you don't want to get it wasn't some elaborate scheme. It was just like one thing on the side. She was literally filming the boss. She was. Um, yeah, so very. It's very I like a good speedrunning cheating video. And welcome in Sakura. Nice to meet you too. Hope you're doing well today. Where am I from? I'm from Canada. Yeah, I don't I really need to just like suck it up in this hair length and then just grow it out. I feel like I really fried the ends. I really fried the ends, so I just need I want to cut off the split ends, but then I have to go through the awkward length again. So I'm like, do I really want to do that? It's so annoying. No sub, sorry, no problem, no problem. You watched the new Deadpool movie? Did you like it? Just shave your head? But then I have an even awkward growing out phase. Like I feel like imagine the awkward length when your hair is like this. Like what are you gonna do? And then I have to go through the shoulder length again. Could I do some bangs now? I'm not gonna do bangs. I told you this. Um, I don't think I'll suit bangs, and then I'll look so much like my mom. which is not that bad, I guess, because like I think my mom is pretty, but like, and I wanna have my own style, Um, I feel like I would be like very egg if I had bangs. And welcome in G26. Just follow me. Thanks for the follow. Hope you're doing well today. Yeah, I would really be egg wide, I think, if I got bangs. Because I feel like I have a very round face, which is fine. But then like I feel like I just want the bangs. Egg but maybe that's good. Maybe I want to be egg um, but and then I feel like when you have bangs, I feel like you would always like your forehead would break out because your hair is always touching your forehead. You know what I mean? And it's like such an upkeep because you need to cut your bangs so often, right? I just wouldn't deal with having hair like there all the time. Hugh Jackman and Ryan Reynolds are pretty good duo. I'm sure. I'm a big Hugh Jackman fan. I think he's cool. Um, I like obviously I like Ryan Reynolds too, and the the pride of Vancouver. Hackman, he's a hacker. I really couldn't see Hugh Jackman playing like a hacker. Like I really cannot I really cannot imagine that. We're also Aussie and Canadian. I'm Ryan Reynolds and you're Hugh Jackman? No way. No way. I'm down. I'll be Ryan Reynolds. Gene Hackman is a legend, loved in the Royal Tenenbaums, the best Wes Anderson film. I don't know who that is. Both people. No, I think I know who Wes. I feel like you guys have drilled it into my brain because I feel like every time I'm like, who's Wes Anderson? And then you guys are like, oh my god, he's a legendary film director. Remember the old X-Men movie? Goes to Xavier School and its first question is, got a beer? Don't remember that. Sorry. I think I've watched some of the older X-Men movies with Hugh Jackman because I like Hugh Jackman, but I don't really remember them. It wasn't very memorable to me. I remember he like went back in time or something like that. And then there's something with the president. I don't even know. Maybe Magneto was trying to kill the president. I don't even know. Is that real? Did I imagine that? um, when are they getting married? I'm sure soon. I think they both have to get a divorce. No, but they can figure it out. You're from Canada, also with your hockey team. That's very Canadian. Hello to you and your hockey team. Didn't age very well. The films, yeah. The films didn't age well, but Hugh Jackman and Ryan Reynolds did. I guess it's not all of them. I'm pretty sure Ryan Reynolds has like openly admitted to having work done, which is very cool. Like I'm like, yeah, get work done if you want, but don't lie about it. You're just gonna pretend that you can age without ever showing a wrinkle. Like, no, that's not how it works. We just finished practice. Nice, nice. How's it going? It's going pretty good. Having a chill Sunday morning. They have one serious bromance. Yeah, I'm sure they have great chemistry. I haven't seen the movie, so I'll have to see for myself soon. Hugh Jackman and Ryan Reynolds seems like the guys who give people wedgies in high school. No, they seem nice. I don't know. Maybe. Did that actually happen? I've never seen or heard of a actual wedgie being given. Like I've only ever heard of this in like kids shows. But like do people actually do this? Like why are you sticking your hand down someone's pants and grabbing their underwear? Like that seems not enjoyable for both parties. And welcome in, Sassy. I'm doing well. How are you? That's boomer bullying. Yeah, I think it's boomer bullying. I think these days you just like insult them on TikTok or whatever. I'm sure. I'm sure they do something like that. Um, I don't know. I don't know what they do. Yeah, you probably just like leave comments on their Instagram. Like, I don't know. Older brothers, what happened to you? Really? I've literally never heard of this. Um, glad to hear you're doing good. I'm glad. Yeah, I don't like. I feel like what are the other things? Like there's a thing where you like lick your finger and then you stick it in their ear. Like who does that? Like that's not like I was like that's surely not a real thing, right? Yeah, wet willy. Like surely no one does that. Who's out here trying to stick your finger in someone's ear? Like what if their ears are really gross? Like that's and then your finger's wet too. Like what are you gonna do? Like on like what like it's not pleasant, you know? Did you grow up in an 80s coming of age movie? Perhaps, perhaps. Bling was unhinged in the 80s. They were out here doing some weird stuff, okay? I think it's a maybe yeah, maybe it's a just a old fashioned. It's just boomer ways of bullying. Cause like I've never once heard of this. Like, but I think I was pretty lucky. Like my school didn't really have like bullying in the same sense that like like you see in like American school movies and stuff like that. Like I never saw someone being shoved into a locker or like what did they do? I don't even know. Or getting like beat up. Um, I think the most I've ever heard of happening is like just like normal stuff like oh this kid's getting like excluded or like I don't even know maybe like maybe that's it I don't even know. But even then, like, there was one case of like actual bullying, and like no one was on the bullying people's side except the people who were doing the bullying. Like everyone was like, "Oh, that's messed up." Like everyone, like when people heard about it, like when my friends told me about it, we are all like, "Yeah, that's messed up. Like, why would you do that?" Um, I think like it's like not a good thing to do. Like when I don't know I don't know how it reaches that point, you know, where like someone's getting like beat up in the hallway and then like everyone just says like no one cares, you know? I feel like that wouldn't have happened. But maybe I just didn't see it. But my school wasn't that large, so like it's not like they could have been I could have just completely never seen anything, you know? Yeah, I feel like the American movies must be like over exaggerating it. But um no, I'm not super sure. But maybe Canadian schools are just nicer. I don't know. Or maybe because my school was smaller. Maybe it's like less of an like it's like probably maybe less of an issue if the school is smaller because there's like less because like if everyone kind of knows each other then like you can't really just like punch people without any consequence, you know. Um, then maybe that's why. Yeah, I'm glad my school days are behind me. I mean, it was like all right. Yeah, like I had a good time in school, but like would I want to relive it? Maybe not. Maybe not. I feel like, but then again, like if I went back, I feel like I would I do things differently? I don't know. Yeah, it wasn't a bad time, but it's just like I prefer being an adult. Like I feel like I just being an adult is just so superior. I don't know. Like obviously, like there's like annoying things. Like you have a lot more responsibilities, but like I feel like you can just there's so many more things available to you. You know. Um, and like you don't have to like you're not like subject to just like attending school and like getting good grades and like you have a lot more like it's more like set in stone, you know. But and then I think I just like having money, you know. I like having my own like expendable income, you know, like and I can just do what I want with it and like you know do stuff as I please. I can leave the country as I please, you know. It's I think that's the key difference. You get to be an adult quicker in Canada. That's true. But I mean like adult in the sense that like I like being an independent adult because like I would say like when I was in university I was still say I was like when you're in school it's not like you don't have the same freedom. Like when you're fully out of school You're living alone. You have a job. I feel like that's when you have like a true freedom. You want a job? You got this. You got this. Just I don't know what the job market is like where you are, but good luck. Good luck. You can do it. Just keep trying. Um, I know it goes like up and down. But yeah, having a job is once you have a job, it will be great. you can you can make money. You can go to all the concerts you please. You can travel. I feel like I do like budgeting, and my travel budget is like my travel budget is a bit unhinged. Um, but it's okay. You're overqualified for these entry level positions for retail or hospitality. What kind of job are you looking for? Just chill on the cap though, Harry. I know it's frustrating though. But yeah, what kind of field are you planning on going to, if you don't mind? Anything? Oh, okay, okay. Well, good luck. Good luck. I don't have much advice, but you, I just keep working at it, and I believe. Um, Once you took off your glasses to play soccer, someone hid them? Really? You had to come back home without them. You hit yourself with a big leaf on the way back. What? Did you get them back? Glasses are expensive. That's not a good prank. That's a really bad prank. Um, I feel like you know that's like you got them. Okay, I'm glad you got them back the day after. That would have been really bad if you had to like replace them. I would have made that person pay for it. Even my employment service person is very surprised I'm not getting interviews at the very least. Oh, interesting. I don't know. I don't know. Um, I can't really give much advice, but it sounds like you have someone helping you, which is good. Maybe it's just a string of bad luck. Did you see a bunch of wild Lucas roaming around on the way home? I don't think I know my boy Luca, and I don't think he would survive. I don't think he would survive in the wild. You even know who did it? Professor told me they found them. That's messed up. That's messed up. Speaking of glasses, blue elephant glasses. Wait, sorry, what is blue? Is that a brand or is it like a type of glasses? Or is it a glasses where it looks like an elephant, and then there's an elephant trunk coming out of the middle? That would be a look. It's a brand. Oh, okay, okay. I don't know the glasses brands. I'm sorry. And then you probably have different brands in Australia than we do here. I get all my glasses in Japan actually because if you get the glasses from the optician here, they charge you so much. They're like hundreds of dollars just for the frame, and then you have to pay like another hundreds of dollars for the lens. And then I just get it in Japan. It's so much cheaper. And they make it the same day. It's great. You're from Havana? Does that make me Havanese like Luca? Exactly. Exactly. You're just like Luca, Ricky. You know Gentle Monster? Oh yeah, the Jenny brand. Blue Elephant uses the same manufacturer as Gentle Monster, and they're a lot cheap. Oh, nice. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Yeah, I would never like some sunglasses are so expensive, man. Their Korean brand has gotten a lot of popularity. Oh, interesting, interesting. Yeah, I really like I don't want to buy glasses from overseas because like unless I was like in Korea already because I want them to fit properly because I think even the ones I got fitted properly, even they started hurting like my ear. So like I feel like you really need to get them fitted. I don't know how they fit them like if you get them online, but you really need to get them like properly fitted. Otherwise, it just, like especially someone who wears glasses like they're not, like sunglasses, I don't really care. But like everyday glasses, like it's I feel like it's very important to fit them. The sunglasses are a different story. But yeah, I have after a long time of buying just like $10 sunglasses because I kept losing them. I finally got like proper sunglasses. But I feel like it's not even worth the money. I don't know. I paid like $250 for these sunglasses. I'm like, is it really worth the money? Like I could have just gotten much cheaper sunglasses and it would have been fine. Um, you know, like I feel like the brand name is like a scam, you know? Like I feel like even much cheaper sunglasses will have like um proper UV protection and stuff like that. So who knows? Um, I guess it's, you know, if it's protecting my eye, I normally just wear sunglasses when I'm driving. Sometimes outside if it's like really bright for some reason, but I'm not like a constant sunglasses wearer, and I'm always worried I'll lose them. But definitely in the car. But I guess if I keep it for years and years, I'll be fine. And like I would buy sunglasses in Japan, but no one wears sunglasses in Japan. People are not sunglass like people like Japanese people just like don't really wear sunglasses. Um, so like when I can't really like buy sunglasses in Japan like I would my normal glasses. In Wakaminsi, hope you're doing well. Yeah, people just don't wear sunglasses in Japan. They just squint, I guess. They just squint into the sun. I don't know. Because they it's very like if you go to the mall and stuff, there's not a lot of sunglasses to buy. So I just kind of gave up. But it's like I have my sunglasses, so it's I'm more of a hat person. I think these days I'm very much a hat person. Um, so like I don't really need sunglasses as much because I just look down. I'm just like if it's too bright, just look down, and the hat will block the sun, and then just you know bump into everything because you can't see. Things are well. Hope you're doing well as well. I am. Thanks for asking. Um, but yeah, I think that's only like designer. It's not even like that much designer. It's not like that fancy, but like that's only like designer thing I have. I would say. Do you have any bucket hats? So they're kind of sick. I have one. I got one of those fuzzy ones, like the fuzzy white ones, but it's like a bit too small. I measured the size of my head. I got on Etsy, and then like I got measured the size of my head, and then like I got the right size, but it's kind of small. I don't know how tight a bucket hat should fit. But I think I just have a small head as well, so like a lot of hats I find in the store are like too big. And in bucket hats, they usually aren't adjustable. Like baseball caps are because they usually have that clasp on the back, but bucket hats usually are not. But I'm a bucket hat enjoyer. I just don't have any. I feel like it doesn't really. I feel like it doesn't really like suit my style. You know. I feel like bucket hats are very like very cool, very like tomboyish kind of vibe. You know, like a street. What am I trying to say? Like a street style kind of a vibe. So I don't know if it suits me. I have to get. That's why I got like a fuzzy one because I thought it was cute. But now it's too hot to wear in the summer. Miju wears a hat to hide her bald spot. I have actually I don't know if my bald spot is still here. Like when I yeah, I think I do. Cause like this part of my hair is like bleached, right? So I think like where is it? Like this section of my hair gets like really it is slightly balding. I can't find it though. Like I used to wear my hair like this, but before like now I think like yeah, there's like it's like there's like spots here. Like I actually am balding. It will come back though. It will come back after I stop bleaching my hair or dyeing my hair. It just falls out. But yeah, it does happen. It does happen. So don't bleach your hair too much if you want your hair to be like um not falling out. um Why buy sunglasses when you can just carry a parasol? It's time, it's time. I mean, there's some times recently where the sun has been so strong that I'm like, I kind of wish I had a sun umbrella, you know? Like, I feel like sun umbrella is not the worst idea. I'm kind of coming around to it. You should wear Froggo IRL? Like, like a bucket hat Froggo or like the one, the one with the Velcro? Bucket hats give a hip hop vibe for sure. Yeah, they do. So I think like it doesn't really suit my style, but I'm sure I could find one that would. The one you own, yeah, that won't be too warm at all. Yeah, it's looking like a true cool person. Yeah, I'm not to brag, but like I'm pretty cool, you know. It's yeah, I need to like let my hair just not not be like dead. It shouldn't be too bad because like the main part of my hair hasn't been bleached. I think that bleached part has grown out. It's really just the inside part that it um needs to like degree grow out, you know? I think it should be fine. But I really hate this length. It's so awkward. Look, like this part of my hair like touches my shoulder and it just like goes like this. I want it to just like follow the rest of my hair, but it just doesn't. My hair just like does whatever it wants at this point. So I think it needs to reach like past my shoulder before it will actually like cooperate. But I feel like this is an awkward length too. My hair was like here, it's kind of an awkward length, but it is what it is. If I want to grow it out, I have to commit, you know? Or maybe there's some hairstyles you can do or something where it can just I could just hide it. Have you watched the Netflix live action of One Piece? I have not. I'm not really an anime fan. Not really an anime enjoyer. So I don't think I'll watch the live action. I heard it was okay though. I don't know. I can't remember. It was a while ago. I was not I didn't watch any like reviews of it or anything like that. It's just what I heard from chat. But yeah, I'm not a big One Piece fan. I'm aware of it. It's such a big it's such a popular show, but yeah, I'm not a fan by any means. But yeah, it's yeah, I haven't I've just been like I said before, I've just been rewatching Psych recently because I want something in the background while I'm like working. Um, so I've just been rewatching Psych, and they filmed so much in Vancouver. I remember watching it when I watched it when I was younger. I was like, so much of it is filmed in Vancouver. Like some of it, like it's like so obviously Vancouver. They're like, yeah, we're in Santa Barbara. Like we live in Santa Barbara, but like you're like watching, you're like half of this is Vancouver, man. It's always very obvious. And then to a certain point where they had like a special episode where they went on a trip to British Columbia just so they could stop pretending. Like because like they one of the special episodes is like it's like a two-part where like they go to like British Columbia, like they go to Vancouver or whatever. And like I'm pretty sure they did that just so they could just like they're like, yeah, we're here anyway, so let's just pretend. Like if they're gonna go on vacation anywhere, let's just do it in the place we already are, you know? So it's it's always like that. And like I feel like yeah, that show and like CW shows are so off. Like sometimes it really takes me out of it. I feel like it really takes me out of it because like I was watching a lot of CW shows from Vancouver. And I like I don't know if you guys have watched the 100. It's like a CW show. It's actually pretty good. But like near the end, it kind of goes off the rails, and then there's like a weird like AI universe or something. I don't even know. And then there's like a weird like um d- town, like a city or something like that. That's like the AI city or something like that. I don't know, it goes in a weird place. Um, and then they're like, "Oh yeah, we're in the AI city, and we need to like break the AI or whatever, whatever." It's just Vancouver. It's just downtown. So you're like watching, and you're like, this is definitely the AI city, but it's like so obviously downtown. They use like really like obvious locations. It's not just like a random building. It's like a really like well-known building in like the middle of downtown. So like sometimes it kind of takes me out of it in that moment because you're like it's like I am trying to believe that this is an AI town, but like it's just Vancouver. Like it's like it can be kind of tough sometimes. Or like when I watch like I think it was like Deadpool 2 where they're like doing a car chase and it's through Vancouver, but like the path they take is not a real path. Like it's like they're filming like one part of town and then they cross the bridge and then they're not on the other side of the bridge. They just like move. They're just like it's like they're not properly going through the town. So it's like it just takes you out of it because you're like, oh, how did they end up there? Like that's not where that leads. Um, you don't like the game. You don't like watching the game One Piece Odyssey, and you wouldn't like the anime either. Oh, okay. Maybe you'll enjoy the live action. Um, You watched the first two or so seasons of the 100. Yeah, it goes. I don't know if you watched the AI part, but like it goes off the rails. Like the 100, it's like a pretty good show like throughout, I would say, but like it definitely it ends up in places where you really do not expect, like, cause they're just like trying to continue and continue the show, right? Um, so like yeah, by the end of it, it's like, I mean, can I spoil the one, like okay, it's not really a spoiler because like it's just like completely out of left field, but like they kind of just like by the end of it, they're like there's the AI thing, but that's like early on, you know, and they figure that out. But then there's like they go to like there's like creators of the universe or like celestial beings or something like that. Like they end up in like a situation with the celestial beings. I was like, and then they can like transcend to a higher plane of existence or something. I do not even know. Um, so like it really ends up in a weird place. Like it, when you're watching it, it's still entertaining throughout. What show is this? It's the 100. The original premise is that they are just humans, and there was a nuclear disaster, so they go up and live in a space station. Um, but the space station is running out of resources, so they send 100 juveniles, like kids who are like in juvie, pretty much. They send 100 of them down to Earth to like check if it's habitable, and that's the original premise. It's just like the only sci-fi aspect of it is that there's some things are like a bit like radiated. Um, but like that's it. It's like a normal thing where they're like trying to like, and then there's people who already live down there, which they found out. So then they're trying to like it's like conflicts between the people who live there, and then like trying to like re establish the colony, and then like, obviously the drama between the kids. It starts out very normal, and then the weird AI stuff happens, and then there's like celestial beings, and then there's like it goes it goes really off the rails. Um Went off the rails pretty early on when Finn genocided a village. That is true. Finn was I really did not like Finn, okay? He was supposed to be like Finn early on is like the main love interest, but then you find out he had a girlfriend back home. And he just like I don't know, like just was like, it's been 2 days. I have a girlfriend back in the space station, but it's been 2 whole days, so like it's probably fine now. And then he just like starts a relationship with the main character, Clark. And then like yeah, and then he just kind of goes off the rails and he becomes very murdery. Like basically it's like the people who live there already on the ground are like kind of like they have like tribes and stuff. It's very like like they're kind of like the the indigenous people, I guess, who live there. But then he has some like weird misunderstanding, and then he just murders a whole town with a machine gun, including like the children, and they weren't even fighting back. Like it was a town of, and then you find out later that it wasn't even like a town of soldiers. It was a town of like that's where they keep all like their women and children and their like elderly people, right? No, not women, but like they keep like their children and their elderly people or like pregnant women, like stuff like that. And then you're like, I'm like, he just went weird. Like something's really wrong with that guy. Um, and he was supposed to be like the love interest, and I was like, no one likes you. Like actually, no one likes you. um, but his girlfriend was real cool. Forgot her name, but she was real cool. Raven. I remember her name now. But yeah, it is a pretty enjoyable show though. I won't lie. It is like especially for a teen like dystopian kind of show. It actually is one of the better ones. Like I would say it's one of the top like in that genre. But it definitely is like a teen show. But honestly, it's quite enjoyable. But by the end of the seasons, it becomes a bit. It's still like exciting. Um, it's so exciting and the plot lines are tense and like there's a lot of mystery and stuff like that, but and I like honestly like what I said was not really a spoiler, but like because it just like randomly shows up at the end, but like um what am I trying to say, like it's still enjoyable throughout, but some of the characters kind of just like go in weird directions, and some of the plot lines become very, they kind of just like go in every direction they want. but it's still like a fun watch, I would say. Um, but yeah, I'm a big fan of. Actually, a lot of the characters are very likable. Um, but yeah, that's a good one. I don't know. I wouldn't say it's one of my favorite shows though. I would say if I had to pick like favorite shows, I don't know what I would even say these days. Like definitely, I'm a big fan of. I'm probably gonna forget like everything now. Like Brooklyn Nine-Nine, um, House. I really like House. Um, I don't even know. Oh, Community is a great one. Community is a great one. Yeah. What is everyone's like top shows? Cause like if I'm, cause like a lot of shows like I really there's a lot of really good shows. So it's hard to pick like a top. Like It's Always Sunny and I haven't watched that actually. I watched like I really like Parks and Rec. I don't know if I would rate it higher than Brooklyn. I feel like Brooklyn Nine-Nine was very consistently good, except for maybe the last season. But like Parks and Rec was like definitely up and down. But it is I really like the show as well. Under Ninja. What is Under Ninja? What else? Um, I don't even know. I'm sure there's like other shows and like other genres that I'm just like completely forgetting. I guess Running Man, if that counts, but it's more of a ongoing kind of thing. Archer. Oh yeah, yeah. Anime. Get out of here. Well, I wasn't counting. We were not counting anime in this. Archer's hilarious. What is it about? And welcome in Lee. Super early stream. Definitely, definitely. I changed my Sunday stream to also. I changed my Sunday stream to also be at 9 because it's just easier because like I have the rest of the day available to me, so it's quite nice. Yeah, about comedy, so Friends, How I Met Your Mother is really good. Like I really enjoyed that show when I was younger, but I don't know. I haven't watched it recently. I don't know if I would still rate it highly just because it's been so long. Like I don't know. I feel like it's been so long since I watched it, but it's really enjoyable. Um, but I feel like these days I would put like Brooklyn Nine-Nine or like Community over How I Met Your Mother. Because I feel like if when you go back now, it's a bit dated. Like it's still funny, but it's a bit dated. Um, but definitely like when I watched it at the time, I really enjoyed it. And I think like I love how like over the top it is. It's like you know like the music they do like musical numbers and stuff like that. It's more like unrealistic, but it's in a good way. Battlestar Galactica. I don't know that one. Didn't watch Chuck past episode. I don't know what that is either. Well, I don't know many of these shows. Firefly. I've heard of Firefly. What is it? It's like a sci-fi show, right? That's one I saw a lot of people like recommending. Um, there was a bunch of shows like HBO shows because a lot of people recommended, but I haven't watched any of them. Like, a lot of people really like Succession and like um what else? There was a bunch of shows on HBO that a lot of people recommended. You like Chuck a lot? What is it about? Is it comedy? Um, Star Trek, TNG, Voyager, and DS9. Dark Souls, not. Archer's hard to explain. It's an animated comedy show. Oh, okay, okay. I'm not a huge fan of like adult animation. Like, there's some good ones. Don't get me wrong, but there's so many that are like. I feel like sometimes they're just like throwing everything at the wall or like trying way too hard to be edgy. You know? I feel like it's hard to find a good one. Firefly is a space western. Never get over it being canceled. Oh, that's where I know from. A lot of people, or maybe it's just you. Maybe it was literally just you. Talk about it being canceled. Like people, that's the show that people are like, which show are you really sad it got canceled? And it's like, Firefly. Um, has everything, and they represent every told event. Like they don't tell stories without filming them. Oh, okay, okay, I see. Yeah, I've never heard of it. Um, a Star Trek Soulsborne game. I'm sure that exists. Or not a not like specifically Star Trek, but I'm sure there's like a sci-fi like this Soulsborne game at somewhere. Well, I guess is Soulsborne game like, does it have to be like the medieval kind of theme? I don't know. You just hate cartoons, admit it, anime and western. Do I hate cartoons? I'm sure there's some I have enjoyed. I just can't think of any off the top of my head. I used to like Gravity Falls when I was younger. I think it was cute. Um, when I was in high school, I would watch like Bob's Burgers, but I don't know if I would still watch it now. Um, what else? I don't know. I don't know. A lot of like the adult cartoons are so raunchy. You're talking about oh, you're talking about How I Met Your Mother. Yeah. Okay, I know what you mean. Garfield and Friends, the cartoon. I don't think I've watched that. Um, and Welcome in Aladdin. Hello, how are you? Watched Gravity Falls like 3 years ago and you loved it. Call me whatever. No, Gravity Falls is genuinely good. Like I think it's like it's good for kids and adults as well. Like I watched it. I watched it as at least a late teen or an adult, and it's quite enjoyable. I think it's very sweet. Like it's for kids. Like it was on Disney, but it's definitely like enjoyable for adults as well. And I like kids shows that like don't talk down to the kids, you know? Like I think you can make a really good kids show. Um well, that could still be enjoyable for adults, you know? Buffalo is pretty cool. He loves lasagna. He does love lasagna. I don't remember ever watching a Garfield cartoon though. I only know about the book. The comics. If I remember watching The Simpsons, it was too adult for you? Is it? Is Simpsons that bad? I thought Simpsons was always on the tamer side. Because I remember one of my school teachers really liked Simpsons, and we would watch sometimes in class. I don't think it was that bad. Yeah, what did I add on the? Oh yeah, what I watched recently, White Lotus. Speaking of like Parks and Rec and stuff like that, White Lotus was really good. I wouldn't put it at my top. Chernobyl was so good. I would definitely rate that quite highly. I would definitely rate that as my top like. It's not really like a documentary, but like you know that kind of show. The Simpsons is tame compared to Family Guy. Yeah, I thought so. I don't watch a lot of Simpsons, so I cannot speak to it, but I thought it was quite tame. We have cartoons like the old Disney stuff like Aladdin, Toy Story. Simpsons used to be my favorite show, but they got bad. I mean, I feel like if a show goes on for long enough, you know, like you're gonna reach a point where it's bad. Like I feel like shows need to know when to end. But yeah, I like animated films, so I wouldn't say I don't like cartoons. So yeah, I do. I'm an animated film enjoyer for sure. Chernobyl, yeah, Chernobyl was good. What else do I have on my list? I usually like you just look on Reddit to see what people are recommending. Yeah, people really like Succession, but I haven't gotten into it yet. Um, but it's about like a I don't know rich family. I don't know. Um, people really recommend The Wire, which is like a really like an older show, right? But apparently, like a lot of people rate it as like the top shows of all time. Um, what else? I don't know. I feel like I also have like movies on here. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what else. Um, yeah, there's definitely lots of good shows these days. I don't generally like things that are like too dark. But for me, it's like I like a good show if it's like I really like shows that have really strong like focus on like a character development. If the characters are really enjoyable to watch, then I think for me the plot can kind of be anything. I'm not super into like fantasy or anything like that, but like I could definitely overlook it for a really good plot or really good characters. Futurama was amazing at the time. Yeah, I didn't watch those shows too much. Um, I remember I tried watching stuff like like Rick and Morty and stuff, but it just never really like vibe with me. Like even if I'm like, oh, like I can see why people enjoy this, but like, it just like it just kind of like I don't know. It's not my sense of humor. My sense of humor is more like the shows that I really enjoy that are funny are definitely more like the office style shows like Brooklyn Nine-Nine. I guess it's not really an office style show, but like Community, Parks and Rec, that kind of thing. I still need to watch The Office at some point. um I'll watch it eventually, but yeah, I know I will enjoy it. I just need to start watching it, you know. I feel like especially shows from back then, it's like I don't know. Like literally, like I feel like it's harder for me to watch shows from like that time, you know? Um you're watching the Disney Channel in the 90s. The Disney Channel got rid of 9% of its libraries, became more teen oriented. Before Disney Channel was there, the whole family could watch stuff together. Oh, well, I didn't watch it in the 90s, but I grew up watching like Wizards of Waverly Place. I was such a big Wizards of Waverly Place fan. Always Sunny. It's really funny, but definitely raunchy. I mean, it's okay if it's a bit raunchy, but like I feel like some of them, I feel like some of the like the adult cartoon stuff it's like a bit over the top, and it's not even like funny, you know. Like I don't mind if a raunchy joke if it's funny, but like you know, it's sometimes it's not. But I know Stat recommended that one too, so I'm sure it's good. You watched Disney Channel original movies when you were a kid? Some good ones. Some good ones. But is The Parent Trap a Disney? It's a Disney Channel original, right? Or is it just a Disney live action movie? The Parent Trap is so good. You tend to watch The Office, Big Bang Theory, and Parks and Rec on a loop. I mean, fair enough. I'm a huge fan of Parks and Rec. I know I'm gonna love The Office if I can just get past. If I can just get past the like, I know like Parks and Rec is the same, right? Like the first like season and a half is kind of bad, and it gets good later on. But I do need to get around to watching The Office at some point because I know I will enjoy it. You watch Meiji Games on Twitch.tv? No way, no way. It's a theater movie. Oh, okay. Yeah, but Parent Trap is so good. I don't know what Disney Channel ever like aside from Disney Channel like show movies like Wizard the Waverly Place, the movie. I don't know many Disney Channel movies. Um, Gross Out humor is hit or miss. Yeah, it really is. Um, I'm definitely not into that, but like everyone has different humor, you know. But I like stuff that's kind of like yeah, like I think Community is really great. But Community, I don't know how highly I would rate Community because like it wasn't consistently good, right? Like the best parts of Community are so good, but there are some really bad episodes and seasons, right? So it's very hard to it's hard to rate it. I also see how Nickelodeon changed. Shows look so overstimulating with bright colors and stuff. I have not watched Nickelodeon recently, but I love like Victorious and iCarly and stuff like that. iCarly is so good. iCarly is still so good. Compared to the UK version, The Office US is much easier to get hooked on. Yeah, I'll definitely watch The Office US. I'm not gonna watch the UK one. No offense. Comedy is weird because it's like subjectivity and objectivity kind of at the same time. Yeah, I would say like yeah, generally it's subjective, but I think some things are just objectively not funny. But maybe there's always going to be one person who finds it funny. I guess the person who told the joke will find it funny, at least, right? So maybe it is just very subjective, but I don't know. I don't know. I find it harder to go back to a lot of older shows from back in the day because like some of them still hold up. Some of them are still very entertaining. Um, but some of them just like as I'm watching them now, I'm like I don't know. They like some of them are they become a bit dated as you decide to watch them back, you know? Like it really is like a product of its time. Like most of it, like for example, like I loved yeah, like I said before, I loved How I Met Your Mother when I was Like, and I still think it's a great show, but there are moments like if you see like clips of it or like if you're like rewatching part of it, there's definitely some moments where you're like, wow, that's a bit dated. Like, it's just um it just doesn't feel right these days, you know? Um and one thing is like and it's one of the pager. um the answering machine, of course, of course. I mean, I don't mind stuff like that. Like technology stuff is I'm more like talking about like jokes and stuff they make or like making fun of certain types of people. They're like and it's like that's a bit rough, you know? And especially like people talk about like shows back then are so like some like some it depends on the show. It depends on the show, but like especially How I Met Your Mother. I was recently thinking like I think I was thinking just like thinking the other day about like oh like who are like the love interests and like who are the because when I was watching Psych, I was like, man, these like a lot of these women they're casting look the same. Like they look so similar that I was having trouble differentiating some of them. And I noticed that some of them were also on How I Met Your Mother. And I was like I don't know, like there were so many love interests, and some of them are very like maybe Ted just has a type. I don't know. But I'm like, the show is so white. Like everything like was like because I was trying to think of like a non-white love interest that was had or like character. I mean, there's probably a few characters, but like in terms of like who they were dating and stuff like that, I was like trying to think. I was like, and welcome in social. Hope you're doing well today. Um, you know that Arthur was on Nickelodeon in the UK? Arthur was rated TVY, but has 100 plus nightmare sequences. Oh no. I do not remember this. I definitely watched Arthur when I was a kid. I don't think I was scarred. I watched it recently. It was talking a lot about how bad long distance relationships are and always will be. They just didn't have video calls, man. It was tough out there. They didn't have a video call. They could only call each other on their landline, not their landline, on like the cell phone, and then they would have to pay for the minutes. I guess they just didn't know. Arthur P 2011ish was goated. I don't even remember. I don't remember any Arthur shows. I remember I had an Arthur Flash game on like a disc. I mean, it's not a Flash game, but like I had an Arthur game on a disc. I can't remember what it was though. I think it was like a race through the city or something like that. It was like some sort of scavenger hunt. I remember I had an Arthur game. Things I found funny 20, 30 years ago have not aged well. Yeah, yeah. I think some of those shows like there's just a few jokes here and there that you're like, ooh, that didn't age well. But it's not too bad. Like for example, like House is a bit older, but House is supposed to be a jerk. You know, he's supposed to be a bit a lot misogynistic. He's supposed to be a little bit racist. He's supposed to kind of just be a jerk. So I guess it's kind of understandable in that sense. So like that feels like it aged better because it's like he's supposed to be unlikable, right? But it definitely shows like with shows that are supposed to be comedies, it could be a hit or miss. Payphone's a character runs out of time and needs another nickel but can't find it. Oh no. Yeah, that could happen. And welcome in, Mangchu. Hope you're doing well today. Happy Saturday. Alright. Did I? Oh my god. It still says Happy Saturday. I thought I changed it. Never mind. We just went back in time. Like, please don't worry about it. Please don't worry about it. I thought I changed it everywhere, but I didn't change it in the one spot that's important. No one said anything. It's been an hour and a half, guys. My stream's at Happy Saturday. Arthur is not to add Sopranos reference at some point, like a whole scene. What? That's crazy. You wish it was Saturday. That's true. We were just wishful thinking. Okay. You've been streaming for a week. Why would it be a week allotted? It could just be one day. I could have started streaming yesterday. But yeah, it's we won't talk about that. I changed it in like the live announcement. I didn't change it in the title, and I changed. Yeah, I was in a rush. Okay, I told you guys I got in late last night because I forgot my retainer. Um, so then it was 8:59. I was supposed to start stream at 9. And I was still brushing my teeth. I was in my pajamas. I was brushing my teeth. And then I started streaming at 9:05. So I must have missed some stuff. I mean Saturday because you've been streaming so long. Saturday was only 1 day ago. Hypothetical. Oh, hypothetical. Okay. I thought you meant like I started streaming on Saturday, so I didn't change the title. But you mean like I've been streaming so long it became Saturday. I got it. Um, we're in our yapping meta phase. Yes, this is a new meta, just yapping. It's definitely the yapping time. It has been for a while. You just only got on Twitch who changes the announcement. Oh yeah, a lot of people just do the same announcement every time. I did just do something random though. But it's right there. When you adjust the title, the announcement is right there. I may as well just change the announcement, right? Like, I feel like why not? But I guess a lot of people just keep the same announcement. It doesn't really matter. Like the people who are gonna join the stream from the announcement are people who probably are gonna join the stream regardless of what the announcement says, you know? Like, so I guess it's really not a big deal to change it. I need to just copy the stream title. Gotta get used to streaming at 9 a.m. for Sunday. Yeah, it was just, you know, getting growing pains, you know, getting used to it. Titles are hard. I mean, I don't change the title that much either. Like, like I kind of keep it the same. Like when I stream Genshin, I describe what I'm gonna do. But when I'm on like the weekends now, it's just like been the same kind of thing for a while. Enjoy a good title. If I had to pick one streamer or another, a good title will draw you in. Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. Um, but like I feel like 99%, okay, not 99, like 90% of Twitch viewers do not read the title. Because when I used to do like challenge runs, I would like my title would be like Pokemon, dogs only, and then people would be like coming in, they're like, oh, what's the challenge? Like, or they would be like it would like I don't know, like it would be something that was like in the title, and then they would be like, they would ask like people always ask questions that are in the title, so I just assume that like people don't read the title. Any ideas on a 3 years badge? Do I not have one? Do I not have one? 2 years. Oh, wait. 2 year badge. Is there a 3 year one? 43 months. Yeah, it's been more than 3 years. D. Welcome in Wei. What's the title? Who knows? Who knows? Okay, guys. I think I technically could make a 3 year title. Or 3 year, sorry, not title. A 3 year. Where the hell is the? Where do I even put the badges? Where are they? Are they under subscription? Oh, under badges. Yeah, I don't have a 3 year one. Oh, there's a 2.5 year as well. 2.53, 3.54, 4. There's too many, guys. We just have to change the color of the Procon. We just have to keep changing the color of the Procon. Sorry for bringing this up, but I want to feel special again. Maybe. Give me a megaphone for yapping. Oh my gosh. Was it double D or DW? It was DW. I feel like it'd be kind of like, yeah. I think it's DW. What did it even stand for? Do we know what? Do you know what DW stands for? Yeah. There's 2.53, 3.54, 4.5, and then I unlock 5 year. 5 year? At the end of this year? That doesn't make sense. I've not been streaming for 5 years. I guess they give you one more year than you have, just so that people can work towards something. Dora Winifred. Is that true? Her name was Dora Winifred? That's crazy. Yeah, I'll have to. I mean, I'll just have to recolor the Procon, or maybe maybe I just make a new one because I'm not in touch with the artist anymore. I don't know if she's still like making stuff. Let's see. Maybe I'll just do something. I'll just do something else. 'Cause I think, yeah, I don't know if I had other ones made. The color scheme is pretty random though. The color scheme is very random. It doesn't really make sense. Um, yeah, I'll have to see. What's I gonna say? Yeah, maybe I'll just ignore the 2.5 year because that's kind of silly, honestly. I think it should just be each year. Like, why do you need a 4.5 year sub badge? If you're already subscribed for 4 years, do you really care about the 4.5? Maybe I just do like 3 year, 4 year, 5 year badge. I don't know. We'll see. And I have a bunch more emo slots, so I do want stuff made as well, but I just have not gotten around to it, you know? Um, maybe it could just be. Maybe I'll just put something random there for now. I'll just keep changing it. It'll just be like egg Jew. Maybe that's the play. Maybe it's egg Jew, and then every year it just zooms in a bit more. You know what I mean? And then eventually it's just is that. I don't know, man. I'll put something random there for now. Or just get the. I don't think I can make it wider though. Let me see. Can I add a badge? Base. Okay. So let's say 3 year badge. Oh, I have to upload three. I have to upload 3 images in different colors. Okay, I cannot do that. I'm sorry, I can't do that. I don't have that available yet. I need to resize. I need to go to pngresizer.com and resize this image. If when Switch 2 comes out, you get a new controller perhaps. Or maybe we don't even have a Procon at all because Procons actually suck. So maybe you actually get an upgrade. I don't know why, like maybe it's like a PlayStation controller. Because that's actually what I use like most. I actually use PlayStation controller like most of the time these days because the Procon is so bad. Like I think my D-pad is like especially bad. It works less times than it does. Like sorry, it works less times than it doesn't work. You know what I mean? And welcome in, Jamie. How are you? D-pad sucks. The rest is fine. I don't know. The rest is fine, but it's kind of overpriced. Cause like, I just think it's overpriced for the quality of the construction on the Procon. Like when I compare the Procon, like how it feels, to like the PlayStation controller, the Procon feels cheap. Like it feels really cheap, and like the PlayStation controller is the exact same price. But it has so many other features. It has the touchpad that no one uses. It has a microphone and a speaker built into it. It has like the adaptive trigger. So like some games, when you press the trigger, it will have resistance to it. And I'm sure it has some other features, but like it has so many features for the same price as the Procon, and the Procon doesn't really work. um, so and Procons get drift as well. So like, is it really worth that price? Like, I don't think so. 90% of the time works every time. No, more like 40% of the time works every time. You play Elden Ring with the Procon, you blame it for all your death. You're like trying to swap potions. What do you have on your D-pad? Do you have your potion on the D-pad? You're like trying to swap the potion, and then you can't. It like, okay, that would definitely happen in Elden Ring. You would be trying to swap your potions, and then it would like unequip your weapon. Like you would absolutely do that. I don't think Elden Ring with a Procon is a fun time. But I do that anyway. I'm always like I've played the entirety of Elden Ring, but still, half the time I'm playing and I'm like I de-equip my weapon. I'm like, oh no, where did my weapon go? Every time I'm always removing my weapon. I'm always like drinking the wrong flask or just drinking a flask for no reason. I'm always doing really random stuff in Elden Ring. I just have really bad. I'm just not good at controls in any game. I think it's also it just gets confusing because like I play Genshin and it has a certain control scheme, and then I play Elden Ring and it has a completely different control scheme. So I think that's also the cause of my confusion. It's like when I would play both. It's like when I would play both Zelda and Mario, I would press like in Mario it's like A and B or jump, right? And then in Zelda for some reason it's like Y to jump, right? So it's like that was the most annoying thing. Like going back and forth between those two games, like trying to jump and pressing like all the wrong buttons. It's not a fun time. Yeah, okay. I'm just gonna go back there. Give me a couple minutes and I will be right back. There's an NVIDIA plan for potato PCs. We're shooting the game on a good PC. Oh, and there's a bit of input delay. Do you think it would matter for Elden Ring? I think so. I think so. It's a very precise game. I think having input delay would really suck. You could try it, but I think it would be tough. Yeah. Give me a couple minutes. I'll be right back. Enjoy the Mallow March. Okay, I'm back. Um, but yeah, I know there's a lot of like this. Okay, actually, recently, like if you do like the library sharing or whatever on, or it's maybe not the library sharing, but like if you're logged into someone else's Steam account, if you're logged into someone else's Steam account, like if they're playing the game, you can stream the game from their PC. Like if they're logged into your account and they open like say like Elden Ring, you can remotely play on their computer. But recently I found out, or like I was doing, I think like I was, I think I had Elden Ring open on my PC, and then like I think Jack was just wanted to like test it out. He pressed like the stream button to see if I could like play from mine, and not only can you play Elden Ring on my computer, you can control the entire PC. I was like, what the hell? I guess it's just like a remote, like it's just like a remote playing, right? But like it doesn't just control it's not just the game application. It's like your entire computer. Yeah, the Steam remote play. Yeah, I was like so surprised. No. It's not a third party. It's just within Steam. I was like, wait, that's kind of crazy. Like obviously, obviously, like if you're giving someone access to your computer to remotely play a game, you probably already trust them. Is that a security flaw? I don't know. The entire PC. I mean, just that one monitor, I think, but like you can access everything from one monitor. Like you don't need to like. It was weird. Like I was just sitting there, and then he was like controlling the mouse. And you can open anything. Yeah, it is super weird. I like because like if I was like, oh, someone can stream a game from my PC, I would assume like the game is open and is tabbed in, and then they could control what's going on in the game. But it just controls everything. So heads up, heads up. If you give someone access to your Steam account, they could do that. You did it with Kimmy, but never got access to the PC just to game. Really? Oh, so that's how it's supposed to work. Maybe it's because Elden Ring it has like the anti-cheat. I don't know. That is super weird. Um, I didn't know. Could be. Yeah, maybe it's just Elden Ring specifically, because maybe the anti-cheat. But the anti-cheat doesn't really require admin access. I actually have no idea. Um, no, but I didn't even have the anti-cheat running. Don't tell FromSoft, but I have the anti-cheat disabled. Because I don't want to get caught for like playing randomizer and stuff. So I actually have no idea. So maybe that's not how it's supposed to work. It was just randomly how it happened. Well, heads up indeed. Yeah, that could happen. Um, but like yeah, if you're letting someone play a game off your PC, you probably if they have access to your Steam account, you probably already trust them and to not like hack the PC, you know? Or like go into your bank and like steal all your money, you know? You're calling John from Sod right now? Give your buddy kernel access? Oh no. I mean, recently now, like when you play like Riot games, you have to install their anti-cheat, like Riot Vanguard, which is like kernel level, but it automatically starts when you start your PC, even if you don't have the game, even if you don't have the game open or even the client open, which is apparently it has to work that way because it's like a kernel level one. But like I had it disabled because I obviously like didn't want it to be running all the time. But like if I ever want to play, like I was playing like Swarm recently, like the game mode, and I have to have the anti cheat running. So it's I don't like that it didn't even tell me. Like it didn't even tell me that it was gonna be starting on startup, you know? Because I just noticed it running. I was like, there's something running on my computer and it's Riot Vanguard. Yes, I don't think the Elder Ring anti-cheat has kernel access because I don't think it's running all the time. You deep cleaned your PC of all Riot software. I had to do that recently as well. I had to uninstall League of Legends. Because it was storing like in the program files, it was storing like 25 gigabytes of log files. Like I think it's something they had some sort of bug or something recently. Cause like I downloaded like a software that checks to see like which directories on your PC have like taking up the most storage, and it was Riot Games folder taking up like 25 gigabytes of like nothing, because the game itself is only a few gigabytes, right? But it's like it was literally just like nothing. So I deleted everything and then I reinstalled it and now it's normal. But yeah, so you should always keep an eye out because like the game could have some sort of bug or something like that where it could for some reason store like 20 gigabytes of logs, which is very unnecessary. Um, so yeah, I did. I've just been trying to clear out. I've never had too much of a space issue. I have like 1 terabyte, and it's been mostly enough. Um, I used to like download all my VODs, so but then once I got rid of those, it's like fine. I don't do that anymore. So it's I don't have too much of a space issue. I don't have any games that take up a lot of space, so I just delete. And my internet is really fast. But like I usually just uninstall Steam games that I'm not like actively playing. Um so then I can just like reinstall if I need to in the moment. Installed Dota 2 the other day and it's like 50 gigabytes. What are you doing with Dota 2? You said you uninstalled all Riot software and now you're just downloading Dota 2? You're gonna get back into your Dota phase? It's or is there like a game mode? Or like a game mode you're gonna play? Um My mom just texted me something very long. I can't read it. I need to have it read out loud to me. Yeah, remember remember me when is there a character named Ricky? That's good, that's good. Are the Dota characters hot? Are the Dota champions hot? That's the question. Because a lot of the League of Legends champions are very beautiful. You know what I mean? I think the only reason I could be convinced to play League of Legends is that I like a lot of the characters when they look good. You just want to be ogre magi for a bit. Oh, okay, okay, I see. We have very different tastes. Okay. Although I do have a bit of a problem with the League of Legends characters. All the women kind of look the same. Um, they have a bit of a. It's very you know, it's a very commonly um disgusting. They just all have like same face, you know? And all the women are hot. Like the male characters have a variety of like different types of characters and like different like aesthetic and like different you know what one thing whatever. But all the women are hot. Even if they're supposed to be like a monster, they're hot. Like it's interesting choice. Definitely like a lot of the older character models and a lot of the older skins very questionable, very questionable. They're okay and ugly. Oh, okay. There's like a million Dota 2 characters. Gotta be at least one hot one, probably. If there's that many, you gotta. I mean, and Dota 2 came out at the time where they're like, we're gonna make really sexy female characters, you know? So surely there's some, but like I don't like those ones. I want them to be pretty, you know, not like over sexualized without reason. Like they can be sexualized, if they have a good reason to be. Like some of the League of Legends characters, for example, are like succubi, I guess, and they're called like a succubus. And that makes sense if they're like to be like over sexualized because that's like the lore. That's a character. But some of them don't make sense. Drow Ranger is not bad. Drow Ranger, that's his name. First name Drow, last name Ranger. Didn't really go the hot woman route. Yeah, League of Legends leaned really hard into that. But sometimes they like end up looking ridiculous. Like, you know, like back like old Lara Croft. Like I feel like sometimes they just end up looking really silly. I'm like, really? Like that's how you're gonna draw this person? Like it's no wonder women were into gaming back then. You know, you have to overlook this, and not everyone can. Well, the heroes are named after classes because they're more or less copied over from Dota. Oh, I see. So they didn't go like the K-pop idol route. They didn't start making K-pop groups out of their champions. They're missing out. They're missing out on that revenue. They could have had KDA. You missed Tomb Raider. What happened to Tomb Raider? Where'd they go? Have they not released since 2017? I mean, 2017 is not that long. I guess it's kind of long ago, but for that kind of game, it's like they usually have a long cycle between games. The ogre magi is like literally a two-headed ogre mage. That sounds like something you'd enjoy. Drow ranger is a dark elf ranger. What? What's a ranger? Like a park ranger? The last trilogy was so good. Yeah, Lara Croft. Honestly, Lara Croft looks a lot hotter now than when she was like 3 pixels and 2 of the pixels were her boobs. You know. Um, when she actually looks like a real person, surprise. She's still hot. You're back. You're scrolling reels and TikTok, not the reels and TikTok. Your brain. Um, Draw Ranger is like a blue archer. Oh, okay. Ranger is like in Lord of the Rings or D&D, like a outdoorsy, an outdoorsy bow user. Shouldn't everyone be outdoorsy in like a fantasy setting? They don't really have like inside, do they? I guess they have like houses. But like, what else are they gonna do? Stay inside on their computer? There's no computer, you know? What are they gonna do? Go to the mall? There's no mall. Wizards are usually pretty indoorsy. Really? They just hang out inside? What do they even do inside? I guess they do magic. They do magic stuff inside. That makes sense. No wonder I'm Gandalf. I knew I picked the right guy. I am also indoorsy. The reading scrolls and stuff. I could do that. I mean, there's not many options, you know? Like, there's not many options. I do like the horse girl, though. I think she's cool. The horse girl that did the fighting. She was like, I want to fight. Which is very, very Mulan coded of her. But yeah, it's yeah, I guess you're right. They do have indoors. I forgot. I thought they just like lived in tents and stuff. But like yeah, they do have like structures. I didn't forget about this. I did watch the Witcher show. I'm not yeah, you guys know I'm not a huge fantasy person, but like I did watch the Witcher show. No idea what was going on. The Witcher show was very confusing. Um and I was like mostly paying attention. And I was just very they did like a time they had two timelines going on. Like they had like a part of the story took place in a different yeah, the part of the story took place in a different time, but there was no indication of this. Like it was like you're supposed to know that like that character is the same as like a different character, but he looks younger or whatever. I'm sorry, I don't know who that is. And then they like there was two plot lines, but one of the plot line was in a different timeline, and they just never said this. Like I just it was not clear to me at least that it was in a different timeline. Um, the first season is based on the first book, which is more of a collection of short stories than a cohesive book. I mean, that's fine. That's fine. I don't really have a problem with that. But like, if they make it clear that that's all, like at least give a few more hints, you know? Like you don't have to beat me over the head with it, but like I think there's a line between like the like what they did and just over explaining everything, you know? But I just think for people who are not familiar with the source material, it was not very clear what was happening and what timeline, and they didn't really give much indication that it was all happening until like the very end. I think by the end you kind of realize that there's a certain person. I can't remember what the circumstance was, but like there was some indication that it was. But then even then, like I had a hard time remembering who was who. Like especially like more like side characters, because kind of them like a lot of them look the same. I don't know. And like it's hard for me. It's very hard to keep track of the names of characters, especially like in fantasy shows and movies. They give the most like hard to remember names to everything. Like they just give really like elaborate names for everyone, and some of them kind of sound the same, and you're like, don't even know. I feel like Elden Ring is actually the worst at that. But apparently that's a thing that like the FromSoft already does that, but apparently George R. Martin or whatever likes doing that as well. Like he just like everyone in the same family has like the same name. Like everyone just kind of has like a very similar name, and it's like I think it's like a lot of people defend it. Like a lot of the Elden Ring fans defend it, and they're like, oh, but that's how like like that's it's a lore reason, right? Like the lore reason is that like the people in the same family have the same starting letter of their name or like similar syllables in their name. But I'm like, I hate when people give like excuse like or like say like this is how it is because of a lore reason. I'm like, you know who wrote the lore, right? Like that's not like a real thing. Like it's not like oh it is what it is. Like no, they wrote it. Like it's so silly. Like you can defend the decision. You could be like, oh, I think it's cool actually, but you can't say, oh, it's like that's how it is because of the lore, you know? Like I don't think that's a non-argument. I feel like a lot of times that happens, when people like complain about a certain aspect in like a meta sense. Like it's like, oh, like I didn't like this because I thought it was like bad writing, um, and then they're like, oh, but that's it's because of this in universe reason. You're like, yeah, you know who wrote that reason? Like, you know, they could just change that. Like that's they wrote it. It's internally consistent. Exactly, exactly. I'm like, I don't think that. It's actually, 'cause I think you're just at that point you're just arguing on like a different level. Like one person's arguing from like a writing perspective, and one person's arguing from like they're like in the game. Like they just live in the game. You know. Um, I think it's a bit different. I think they're like I guess it does make it kind of clear like who is related to who, but like at the same time it's a bit confusing, especially if you're not like at this point I'm like very into Elden Ring and I'm familiar with the characters, the main characters, not the side characters. But like when I was first starting, I was like, why? Like it was really hard when I was watching Elden Ring casually, like watching like challenge runs or speed runs or whatever. It was very hard to keep track of like who is who, because they're like, oh, like we're gonna fight Godric, and then later we're gonna fight Godfrey, and then we're gonna like you know there's like Melania, and then there's like now there's Renola and Rilana, you know, like something like that. It's like it makes it a bit confusing for people who are new. It makes it the barrier to entry becomes harder because like everyone's getting confused. Um, and even now, like I do know the difference between these characters, but I slip up all the time. Like I'm like trying to say, I would say like Melania instead of Melina, or like I sometimes say like Melena, and I'm like, wait, what am I even saying? Like, what are even these names? And I feel like I always just like, I will slip up when I'm speaking, like even though I know the difference. In Welcome in RJ, would you be a hero or anti-hero? I think I'd be a hero. I'm not edgy enough. I think I'm too much of a goody two shoes, you know? I would be like scared of breaking the rules. So I think I would be more of a hero. Um, I don't think I have it in me. I don't think I have it in me. But it depends. It depends. If I thought the laws were unjust or something like that, then I could definitely be an anti-hero. But in like a normal circumstance, I think I would just be hero. But yeah, I'm just I'm not I'm like very conscious of breaking the rules. I'm like I except on the highway, I drive like you know, I drive the speed limit maybe a bit like 10 kilometers over, nothing more. But okay, yesterday actually I was driving home, and for some reason, cuz you know how I went um you know how I went I said I almost got home and I had to turn around because I forgot my retainer at home at my mom's house. But yeah, both times when I was driving that road, I got stuck behind someone who was going like on the highway. They were going 10 kilometers under the speed limit on the highway. And this is the highway, so like people go like 10, 20 kilometers over the like even people on like the slowest lane are usually going like at least 10 kilometers higher than the speed limit, like maybe 5 to 10 kilometers higher than the speed limit. And the people on the very like fast lane are going like 20, 30 kilometers over the speed limit, right? So and then this person's not in the rightmost lane. They're in like the middle lane. Two times, going like 10 to 15 kilometers below the speed limit. I was like, what am I supposed to do? But then like when I was driving home the second time, this person goes from like, okay, the speed limit, like say the speed limit is like, the normal speed limit on a highway is 80. So like they went from like, they would sometimes go like 60, and then they would sometimes go like 90. I was like, they were like not only slow, but they would sometimes go fast. I was like, this person is not okay. Like, what are they doing? And I hear you're still a hero, but you're more selfish and violent. Oh, I don't know. I don't know. I don't think I would be that violent. I don't think I have it in me. It depends. It depends how what the criminals are up to, you know? Um, I'm like a man. You ran them off the road? No, I passed them. I was like, but then they were like being really weird. They kept like speeding up and slowing down. And then the other day, well, maybe it was on the way to my mom's house. The person in front of me like did not know how to drive. Like the person in front of me like literally did not know how to drive. They kept like there was like a zipper merge situation going on, right? Because like it was a bit busy, and there was like a zipper merge. There was two zipper merges, and then so they kept like the person in front of them would merge in, right? So then by that logic, you would have to merge in next, like behind them. But they would go like they would keep driving forward, and the person behind them is like letting them in, and they're like signaling, but they won't go in. Like they're like scared, I guess, even though there's like everyone's going super slow. There's plenty of space. And then on the second merge, it was like a merge onto the highway, and they went out of the lane. They were like someone was letting them in, and they kept trying to go in, like too far ahead. Like the person in front of me, the person in front of them went in, and then they kept driving, and they wouldn't merge in. And then they eventually left the road, and they were like on like the shoulder. Um, and then they kept driving, and eventually someone like stopped for them to let them in because they were like not on the road anymore. And I was like who drives like that? I'm constantly very I'm constantly very surprised. I'm like, are you okay? Like, this is not a difficult concept, you know. Like, it's not a difficult thing to do, but maybe they should not be driving. Um, I'm sure people have thought that of me like once in a while, but I think most of the time I'm not doing that. And also I've never done that. um, but yeah, so it was very strange. It just this weekend for some reason. I guess the long weekend bringing out lots of weird driving behaviors. um, yeah, it was very interesting. I think these days it's just like I've been noticing more and more people just like driving really like I just noticed more and more people driving kind of like jerks. Like I think like I sometimes there's like a series of like I feel like most of the time it's like fine, and then like once in a while there's just like a bunch of people I run it like for some reason I just get like a bunch of people in a row that are really bad. Like I had like a few months ago like a period where like people like someone would like cut me off on like a very like small road. Like it wasn't even like a highway. It was just like a normal road that had to like merge into one. And then like it was like it's not very busy at all. But then like someone just drives like a jerk. And then like people like running red lights or not red lights, sorry, like stop signs. Like people would just like completely ignore stop signs. Like I'm like I don't know what these people are up to. Oh, the just chatters out in traffic. I'm a just chatter and my driving is fine, okay? I would never run a stop sign, okay? But people are just being very weird. And for some reason I kept blaming people in sorry. I'm sorry if this is you, but I keep blaming people in white Teslas because every time someone like cuts me off or every time someone like drives in a really aggressive manner towards me, it's always a white Tesla. But then I found out that it's just because the white Teslas are the most common. Apparently, like before, the base color of the Tesla is white. So like I think like just every time someone's like rude to me, it just happens to be a white Tesla, but there's a bunch of other people in white Teslas that are driving without issue. You know what I mean? So I don't think it's not a correlation equals causation. It just happens to be more white Teslas on the road. You know what I mean? It's yeah, I've gotten over my prejudice towards white Teslas. It's Kobe. No, I feel like I've never gotten into an accident. The only time I had damage to my car, both times was like parking. But when I'm driving, I'm pretty chill. Like I think we've all had like there's definitely sometimes close calls, especially with other people driving kind of recklessly or whatever. But I never actually gotten into accidents, so not too bad. But yeah, but these days I think like I've been I've been encountering less tailgaters. For a while, maybe I was just driving real slow or something like that, but I was encountering a lot of tailgaters. Um, but usually it's not too bad. But people who tailgate are like actually the most annoying. That's definitely like one of my driving pet peeves. I would say like definitely tailgating. I'm like, what are you accomplishing? Especially when it's like busy. Like especially if it's like a busy road and it's like there's nowhere there, like there's like the cars in front of me are also going slow because it's like busy. And I'm like, if you're tailgating, okay, they tailgate, right? You move out of the way so they'll like stop tailgating you. And then they tailgate the person in front of you who's like right in front of you. And you're like, bro, what did you accomplish? Are you planning to do that all the way down the road for like 10 kilometers? Just keep tailgating the person in front of you. And sometimes I can't tell like if they're actually tailgating to be like aggressive or if they just don't know like how close it should be behind you, you know? Some people just drive too close. Like they just like don't realize that they're not supposed to be that close to you because like if something happens they're gonna crash into you, you know what I mean? But some people are definitely doing it on purpose. Like it's annoying. You hope you're a good driver. Do you drive, Ricky? People turn into actual clowns in traffic. Yeah, they do. But in that situation, there's nothing you can do, you know? Like they're like people honk in traffic or something like that, and you're like, there's literally like no benefit to this, you know, like or like people who get so impatient. Like okay, um my the one thing that really makes me laugh is like when someone's like really driving aggressively towards you or like doing something like being like a jerk on the road just to get a little bit faster and then you stop at the same red light and you're like literally all they did was get like one car in front of you and you're like arrive at the same time anyway. That's like the biggest like I'm like why are you doing this? Like you know it like like they it's literally proven that like speeding unless it's like a highway or whatever. But like most of the time, speeding doesn't really get you there that much faster. Like you're not really saving much time. Like if anything, it's like a minute or two, right? So like it's not beneficial, especially when there's lots of like red lights and stuff. Then people tailgate and then you move over and then they drop off because they're too scared to be the first. Yeah. People do that because they want to speed, but they don't want to be the person in the front going fast. So they tailgate behind you to make you go faster, so they can just follow behind. So like if someone gets like a ticket, then it will be you, right? But they're just cowards. Just 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 if you want to go fast, you got to take the initiative, you know? Yeah, they definitely people definitely do that. Knowing how to drive is not usual in Cuba, so I hope learning late doesn't influence badly. I think learning late is better, honestly, Ricky. There's no way. Like obviously, like you have less experience, which is one thing, but like I'm sure you'll be much better at learning at your age than you would be at like 16. Like I think if I started learning now, I would be a much better driver from the start, right? Like obviously now I have like years of experience, which helps, but um also like you're not like basically a kid driving a car, you know? So I think you'll be totally fine. You don't have years of bad habits and you left over from your teens. I don't think I have bad habits. I think if anything, I get bad habits as I was older because when you first learn to drive, you need to drive like perfectly or you're not going to pass your test. Because there's so many things that you do on the driving test. Like there's so many things that you, like the ways you drive on the driving test that like no one really does, right? It's like always like a lot of the driving test stuff. It's like overly cautious, and most average people like just don't do that. It's like in the driving test, you can't drive like even 1 kilometer per hour over the speed limit, right? So stuff like that is like, you know, I think you're more likely to be very careful before like when you're still in the driving test phase. But yeah, you'll be totally fine, Ricky. Yeah, I think you'll learn a lot. Yeah, you'll learn a lot faster and better. You'll be less of a danger to the road learning as an adult than if you were like 16. Yeah, it is but for me, like I definitely I don't I think for me it was like it took me a very long time. Um like it took me a long time to get comfortable driving. But I don't think it had anything to do with the age I started. I think it was just like actually maybe now I would be less scared. Um but like I don't know. I think it's just like it took me a long time to get comfortable driving. So I guess it's good I started early because then I got more time to get comfortable driving. But at the same time, like I think I was more like anxious and like nervous when I was younger, right? I'm more like self-assured now and I'm more calm in like a stressful situation. You lost points in your test for not fully stopping to turn right on a yellow light. Yeah, I guess technically if it's a yellow light, you're supposed to stop and wait for it to go red, no? But that is silly. Like no one would ever do that. Oh my god, the other day I saw um so someone was like waiting to turn left, right? And then the light turned yellow, right? Then you're supposed to go when it's yellow, right? And then like they didn't go. They didn't go. They wait like the light turned red, and then when the light turned green again, they went. Like there was a bunch of cars waiting at the intersection coming the other direction, and then instead of turning when it went yellow, when those cars are stopping, or like when it turned red and just going because you're like blocking the intersection, they went as soon as it turned green the next time, which I guess technically is like it's safe because like those cars are stopped and they're probably not going to just run into you from being stopped position, but like I don't think you're supposed to do that. I was like, bro, like what are you doing? Like what a strange, they were like overly cautious on the first part and then just went for it when it turned green. So I was like, maybe they just learned the wrong way, but that seems like a really obvious or a very basic thing to not do. So it was that's another strange thing I saw. There's a lot of weird driving behaviors. I think like we all make like small mistakes when we're driving, but that one just seems strange because it seems like a very like basic thing. Like it's like that's like a normal. That's like one of the most important things you learn, like making a left turn. Like this is what you do when you make a left turn. Um, but it just was strange. Maybe they didn't know. Maybe they were foreign. I don't know. It's yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna be driving much when I'm in Japan. Like my aunt says I'm a good driver. She's like, "Oh yeah, yeah, you're a good driver. You're comfortable." But then she also like doesn't want me to drive. Like she's like, "Yeah, you're a good driver, but like also I'm scared." It's not, but I think it's just because it's like off the side of the road and stuff. Must have been Americans, but I'm pretty sure America has the same rules for driving that we do. So I'm not really sure what's up with that. But yeah, maybe Americans. I didn't look at the license plate. Maybe it was an American license plate. Yeah, it's you're gonna trust yourself to drive anywhere the lane isn't on the right. It's not that bad. Like if you're comfortable driving, like if you're very comfortable driving and you consider yourself a good driver, I think you'll be fine. Um, you just have to be careful when you're in intersections. You just have to be careful. Like like when you're turning in the intersection, just be like, go on the left side, go on the left side, go on the left side. And then once you do that, it's fine. But I do sometimes have a moment of panic where I'm like turning and I'm like, oh my god, the cars are in the wrong lane. I'm like, oh my god, what's happening? But then it's like, okay, it's fine, just go another place. But especially like if you're the first person to be turning, if someone else is turning in front of you, then you just follow them. You thought Western driving licenses don't work in Japan? They do. You just need like a lot of places, like I think Japan will require you to have an international driving permit, which isn't really a new driving license. It's not a new driving license. It's basically a translation. It's basically like a translation of your license and any restrictions that are on your license. But you don't need to do like an extra test or anything like that. You basically just get like a photo taken and then there's like a little thingy, like a little card. I default to muscle memory too much. A high chance I'll just drift into the other lane and smash someone. I mean, yeah, you know yourself the best. But I was like, I don't know. As long I think you'll know though. Like if unless the road is completely empty, like you'll know. But my mom, when she's driving, she just thinks like left, 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 left in her head. So like that could work. You just have to not muscle memory it. Like cause when you're driving normally, it's a lot of muscle memory, but you just have to like actively think when you're driving. or drive with someone else. And like usually I don't drive. I never really drove alone when I was in Japan. I always had like my aunt in the passenger seat. I guess the passenger seat's on this side now. Driving Shibuya. Oh no. No. In my mom's hometown, there was a five-way crossing. There's a five-way crossing. I don't know if Shibuya is five ways or maybe more. But yeah, I don't think it's like uncommon to have like five-way. And I'm like, what am I supposed to do in this situation? Like where do I signal? Where do I go? Like I actually have no idea. But I don't think I ever drove to the five-way crossing. I can't remember. No, honestly, the worst part of driving in Japan is not the left-hand side of the road. It is how narrow these roads are. Like the roads are so narrow. It'll be like barely wide enough to fit one car, and there's like stone walls on each side, or like you're in like a rice field and there's no space for two cars, but it's a two-way road, and you're like, what am I supposed to do here? You know, that is my least favorite thing. And I'm like, I'm driving so slow because I'm like, there's like blind corners. Like, what if someone's coming around the corner and it's like such a narrow road? So I actually got a lot more comfortable driving since driving in Japan. I was a lot more comfortable like being close to other things when I'm driving because usually I was quite uncomfortable with like tight spaces when I'm driving. But now I'm like fine. It actually it was exposure therapy. Yeah, that's but the more than the left hand side of the road, I think being on the right side of the car was so weird. Cause like it's very disorienting because like you're used to the mirrors like showing a certain thing, and the mirrors do show the same thing, but you're like suddenly you're on the opposite side of the car. So you're like I feel like I'm not confident. Like I feel like I was always like not in the lane. Like I would always feel like I was like I'll be like I can see in the mirrors, but I had to keep checking the mirrors to make sure I was actually in the lane. Cause like your muscle memory to like know when you're in the lane, it's like so off, right? And sometimes I'm looking in the rear view mirror and I'm like, what am I looking at? Like, what is this? Because it's like tilted the other way now. It is so weird. So yeah, it was hard to like know to stay in the lanes and stuff like that. Like playing Ocarina of Time Master Quest. Is it mirrored? Is like when you play Mario Kart, there used to be the mirrored tracks. Is like that? Yeah, I feel like yeah, that's definitely a weird thing as well. Just having a opposite side driving car. It is quite disorienting. Um, yeah, I'll probably wrap up pretty soon. I do need to head out at some point today. Um, but it's not for a bit. But I wanna eat and stuff. What time is it? 11:30. Okay, yeah. I think I will leave it here so I can just get some stuff done before I have to head out. I got like I ordered a bunch of stuff on Amazon and I really need to go get it now. But yeah, I will be. Yeah, I think the 9 a.m. stream on Sunday is quite nice. It's only 11:30. I'm done streaming. We have the whole rest of the day ahead of me. But yeah, I'll be streaming again on Wednesday. We're gonna finish the Genshin summer event because it doesn't seem that long. I think we're almost done, and then maybe we do a bit of the Imaginarium Theater. It shouldn't take too long. Apparently, there's like cryo and hydro and animo, so it should be pretty easy. Just sit around for the rest of the day. Isn't it like already evening for you anyway? Watch the Olympics if it's on. I don't know. But yeah, I will leave it here for today. We'll be doing more yapping next weekend. Other than that, I hope you guys have a great rest of your weekend. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you all next time. Bye, everyone.